Chapter 67. Your sister won't be there. What's wrong, Mom? When Ava reached her bedroom door, she saw Monica's expression was terrible. Who do you think is your mother? Monica stared at her daughter, tears seeming to glimmer in her eyes. Ava's hand at her side paused slightly. Then she gave a sweet smile. Mom, what are you talking about? Do I have a second mother? What kind of spell did Mrs. Quinn cast on you? You went to your father to complain about me because of her. When Monica learned this from her husband, it was like a bolt from the blue. The daughter she carried for 10 months and gave birth to actually valued a servant more than her own mother. Mom, wasn't it you who said so? Ava looked confused. You said sincerity begets sincerity. Mrs. Quinn treats me very well, so it's normal for me to treat her well too, right? Ava, Grace isn't Mom's biological daughter, so Mom has to treat her better for her to see me as her mother. Sincerity begets sincerity. Do you understand, Ava? Words from over 20 years ago suddenly flooded into Monica's mind. Her throat constricted. Haven't I been sincere to you? Mom, do you know what I was doing during those 6 years abroad? Do you know who my friends were? Whether I was doing well in my studies, eating well? You probably don't know any of this, do you? But Mrs. Quinn does. Ava's lips curved in a calm, gentle smile. She and Mr. Quinn would come to Finland every year on my birthday to celebrate with me and keep me company. All my friends abroad know them. The neighbors all thought Mr. and Mrs. Quinn were my parents. Her daughter's calm expression made Monica's heart panic. That's not it, Mom just... Monica wanted to explain, but when she opened her mouth, she didn't know what to say. Her daughter had been abroad for 6 years. Apart from occasionally calling to check in, she hadn't flown to Finland. But that was because she got airsick. She asked her daughter every year if she'd come home for New Year's. Her daughter always said no. After 2 consecutive years, she got a bit angry too. Mom, you're not going to say you get airsick, are you? Ava covered her mouth and laughed softly. I remember when I was a sophomore in high school, on my birthday, when Grace was playing abroad and there was a terrorist attack in a neighboring region, you flew there that very night. You didn't even say happy birthday to me. Monica opened her mouth but ultimately said nothing. Mom, things are fine the way they are now. If you don't come questioning me, I won't dig up old grievances. But if you insist on settling old scores with me, I have quite a bit to say to you too. Ava's smiling eyes held a serious look. Her mom had been getting angry over Mrs. Quinn lately, acting like a victim in front of her. Ava was baffled. She was 24 years old now, not 4. Even at 4, her mom hadn't cared that she was close to Mrs. Quinn. Back then, her mom would even get angry because she was too clingy. Monica would tell her then, Grace lost her mother, so Mom needs to treat Grace better. Otherwise, Grace will feel out of place in this family. Ava, you need to be more sensible. Mom doesn't like disobedient children. Ava, don't be jealous of Grace, okay? Almost every sentence from Monica revolved around Grace. She had to admit that for Grace, Monica was an excellent stepmother. You could even say she was like a biological mother, but what did that have to do with her? She was Ava Hart, not Grace, who'd been treasured by Monica since childhood. Ava, do you have to talk to Mom like this? Monica's eyes stung, tears rolling down. She just wanted to make this family more harmonious. Didn't want people saying she treated her predecessor's child badly. She wanted her husband to see her sincerity. She only had so much energy. She couldn't take care of everything. Ava was her own daughter. Couldn't she try to understand her more? Have you asked me even once since I came back if my injuries have healed? Ava took a step back, leaning against the door. Just like when I was 5, I was unconscious for half a month. When I woke up, instead of caring about my injuries, you blamed me for changing, for not being as obedient as before. You barely visited me in the hospital during that half month. Because Grace was traumatized by the fire, you stayed by her side every day. But Mom, didn't you think that Grace was 10 and badly frightened? I was only 5. Wouldn't I be scared? I'm quite busy every day. I hope Mom won't come selling mother-daughter sentiment to me anymore, because there's no such thing between us. Ava pushed open the door and quickly locked it behind her, cutting off Monica's voice outside. She leaned against the door, her gaze falling on the overturned photo frame on the nearby shelf. She walked over and picked it up. Inside the wooden frame was a crayon drawing. At an amusement park, a woman holding a little girl's hand, the girl holding pink cotton candy. The woman smiled gently, the little girl beamed brightly, her little legs running forward. This was once the scene she most looked forward to as a child. But because Grace was afraid of heights, she'd never been to an amusement park. In kindergarten art class when she was 5, the teacher had them draw me and Mom. The teacher said she drew very well, and if she gave it to Mom, Mom would definitely be happy. She treasured the drawing and had someone at a shop frame it for her. But the accident happened that very day. She, Monica, and Grace went to the mall for dinner. They encountered a former employee who'd been fired. Because the compensation negotiations hadn't gone well, the middle-aged man had lost his job and his wife had divorced him. He was familiar with the mall. To get revenge, he set a fire. She only picked up this picture half a month after being discharged from the hospital. After getting it back, she'd lost the desire to give it away and just left it on the shelf. Adrian, should I attend tomorrow's banquet? In the office, a girl in a long white dress sat on the man's lap. She hooked her arms around the man's neck, her legs playfully swinging at his side. The man's shirt sleeves were rolled up, exposing his forearms with slightly prominent veins. His hands passed under the girl's arms as he focused intently on processing the documents piled on the desk. "Your sister won't be there." As he spoke, he picked up a pen and signed in the lower right corner of a document. Then, should I attend as your date, Adrian? If she attended as Adrian's date at tomorrow's banquet, that would be a real slap in Grace's face. But that meant she'd be dragged back into this love triangle storm. Actually, she didn't really want people to know about her private dealings with Adrian, but such a rare opportunity. "Yes, I'll have Logan send the dress to your house tomorrow," Adrian replied. Ava almost thought Adrian was doing it on purpose. Sending the dress to her house was truly killing with a borrowed knife. Though she'd agreed to be Adrian's mistress, except for that night at Adrian's place, she'd been staying at home every night lately. Adrian hadn't actively asked her to come over either. Today, she was the one who'd taken the initiative to find Adrian. "Knock, knock!" Someone knocked on the office door. Miss Ray's voice came from outside. "Mr. Pierce, Miss Hart is here."